Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and I'm thrilled to be back here in London on Savile Row, exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. As everyone that's a subscriber to this channel knows, this is probably one of my favorite streets in the world to be visiting. Since I'm here, I thought it would be fun to pop into Gaziano Girling, of course, the only bespoke shoemaker here located on Savile Row, to see my good friend Tony Gaziano, to show him these beautiful bespoke shoes that he made that I'm wearing today, and talk about the new and exciting things, of course, that they're always working on. So join me as we step inside Gaziano Girling and meet with Tony.
Hey, Kirby. Great
so nice
to see you
be
again.
back here in London, of course, on Savile Row, and I have to say, I'm wearing your shoes.
Oh, they look wonderful.
I feel like I'm floating on clouds.
Right.
You know, and they've been properly polished up, so I've got a mirror shine to do these incredible bespoke shoes justice.
Yeah, no, they look beautiful. They're comfortable?
You know, they are exceptionally comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do have to applaud you on, not only, are they beautiful, I love, of course, this iconic Gaziano Girling silhouette, the toe shape. It's
the chiseled toe.
Chiseled, yeah.
And
without being too chiseled. It's not, you've got pretty exaggerated, really fashionable.
I've got the deco last.
Yeah, deco last.
A little bit more pointed, whereas yours is a little bit more of a classic English square toe. But they look great. They're fantastic with what you've got on as well.
Yeah, my proper heavyweight flannels here for a nice, kind of a cold day in London. It's like I'm feeling,
plenty of those.
I'm feeling really smart. Even walking up and down Savile Row, it's like I feel like I'm holding a little bit of holding my own here. So
you look fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. And I have to say, one of the things about these shoes that more than anything else that probably receives the most compliments is the patina.
Right.
This claret, now King Charles, claret, kind of burgundy patina is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very understated and there's a lot of depth with it.
There really is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, and it gets better with age. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just now beginning to experience that, so I look forward to the evolution. And then the other thing I love about it is, again, it pairs so well with like these gray flannel trousers that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But it can really be worn in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, right? 100%. It is probably one of the most versatile colors that we do.
Really?
Along with a very dark brown, and goes exceptionally well with kind of grey flannels.
Yeah.
And but people wear it with navy. It looks good with navy, and it's a great color.
Yeah. So anyway, it's privilege to have these shoes, of course. Thank you for your great work.
It's a pleasure.
I send my compliments to Dean, of course, for all the work that he does, kind of managing the make and everything. And it's exciting to see, he and you back in the bespoke business proper.
No, it's
all
been
these years.
Probably 12 months now, and probably longer than that.
Yeah, longer than that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
No, it's. I think I started back into
the
it.
COVID time warp.
That's right. It does.
It's 3 years now.
2 years went missing completely out of nowhere. But I'm loving it. And every pair of bespoke shoes goes through me, and Dean has his input as well. Yeah. And it's we're experiencing great business at the minute. And
well, with everyone to be able to travel back to London. And of course, you get to your trunk shows, with the London Collective. Yeah. Right. And so that's, of course, such a great service and opportunity for people that don't have the ability or the luxury of traveling here to London.
Yeah, no, I think you did a piece on it a trunk show piece. And so I think the end of April, we're on our way out again and start off with the West Coast and do, I think, 9-10 cities in the US. And it's the US business is fantastic for us at the minute.
Well, it's good coverage.
Yeah.
It's a big country, so.
Yeah, no, great clients as well. Yeah, no, so it's a pleasure for us to come over.
Yeah. One of the things I appreciate about Gaziano Girling, and I guess this really goes back to kind of the beginnings, is how you guys are always tinkering on something, right? I mean, that classic English aesthetic, right? I mean, you know, even before you started the company, I'm sure was something that in your mind you were tinkering on, and you know, you created, of course, Gaziano Girling, which is so well known for having, in some ways, kind of updated that English aesthetic. Yeah,
and I think, you know, probably it's been, I mean, 2006, and you know, where are we now? Kind of 17 years, I think, down the road, and you know, we've created a huge amount of styles. I think there's probably 100 with the Deco range, the Optimum.
You know, so the Optimum being, I mean, for those that may not be familiar with it, it's basically a completely handmade, hand-welted, you know, bespoke shoe with everything but the bespoke last.
Exactly. You know, for those clients that kind of fit well in our ready-to-wear or made-to-order lasts, and but they just want something a little bit more ornamental and. You know, and it's become very popular as well.
Well, we did a video. I mean, you were nice enough to send us the same shoe in an Optimum.
That's right.
And then just in the standard, you know, ready-to-wear Goodyear welted, you know, shoe, which is an astounding shoe in and of itself. But you put it next to the Optimum, and it's like all of a sudden, you know, what was once black and white turns to color. And you know, it's hard to, you know, in some ways, it's kind of hard to really perceive that just by virtue of the making, it could produce such a big difference.
The sculpture and the angles, and it becomes an ornament, or like a work of art. You know, I mean, our ready-made, made-to-order shoes, they're exceptional. But this is just at another level. You know, it's and you know, for those guys that really, really love shoes. So
I mean, I think that again, one of the things that you know I appreciate about Gaziano and Girling is how you know you guys really do such a great job. I think indulging that connoisseurship, right? I mean, you've got a lot of customers, many of whom I know, that are massive collectors. I mean, they're just really passionate about beautiful shoes. And they have a lot of fun here at Gaziano and Girling. I mean, the made-to-order program where you can basically have anything made. I mean, even the stock shoes, you know, have a true inspiration of them. And then, you know, now the Optimum, and then of course, you know, full bespoke, which is
there for everybody. You know, I mean, even with the full bespoke, we're getting such a varied requests from, you know, kind of riding boots to kind of foldable slippers to you know, it's and it's nice though, because it pushes the boundaries of what we do and keeps it interesting, you know, and you know, and you know, in the bespoke world, a lot of clients want to play with it. They want to have fun with it. You know, I understand that not everybody wants to spend that kind of money on a pair of shoes, but these guys are coming in as like it's something they want. It's an experience they want to enjoy. And it's unique as well. It's an experience from yesteryear. You know, it's very hard to come by these days.
It really is, increasingly, unfortunately. I mean, that is the essence of bespoke, is the ability to really truly have anything made. Right.
Exactly.
You know, and very few people, I mean, even myself, you know, included, you know, get to the point where, you know, you're pushing the boundary outside of you know, that 95% of what you would otherwise see. But the beauty of bespoke is that if you have a totally wild one-off idea, it can be made. In most cases. Most cases.
I tell you that, you know, we have customers and we ask them how you know how the shoes are, and it's 12 months later, and they turn around and say, "Well, I haven't worn them."
Really?
So I'll take them out of the box and I'll look
just
at
stare at them.
and,
You almost need two pairs made. You know, one to look at as a truly a work of art, and another pair to wear.
That's it. Well, I mean, that's the philosophy with bespoke. It needs to be, if you're spending that amount of money, it needs to be so good. The last thing you want to do is put it on your feet and kind of wear it. You know.
Well, I mean, you guys hit the mark, right? And exceed, you know, of course, those standards, you know, and the fit and the finish and everything. But I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy about bespoke, is that it is art that you can wear. Right, so it's not something that is just hanging on a wall to be, you know, seen. You know, but to be able to have the quality, the craftsmanship, the tradition, of course, of bespoke, and to have that something that you can live in, use, and experience, I think, is what makes, at least for me, bespoke so special.
Exactly, and you know, they need to look as good on your feet after 2 or 3 years as what they did the day that you bought them, you know, and that's when you know you've done your job properly. Feet are not the most aesthetically pleasing part of the body, and But the way we make the shoes is it's especially with how nicely tailored you are. The shoes need to represent exactly the way you are. So.
Well, it's so in many ways I think overlooked for many.
Yeah.
And that beautiful pair of shoes like a timepiece is that kind of the cherry on top. For many people, it's the last bit that they really kind of focus on. But if neglected, it can really ruin an entire.
Well, you're doing a good job of getting the message out.
Doing my best. Here, waving the flag of Savile Row and of course all these incredible heritage businesses. So I know that again, you guys are always working on something. You talk about comfort, right, and beauty. Of course, you find that in Bespoke, but I know that you guys have some new shoes back here that, again, kind of draw on, these oftentimes two conflicting, concerns or goals.
Yeah, no, exactly. The Brooklands, which is what this range is called, is really it's an extension of our made-to-order program.
Okay.
So the idea was people constantly saying to me, why didn't you come up with sneakers and why didn't you do this? And the reality is that in our own premises, we probably not set up for an actual sneaker manufacturer. And, we're very much against outsourcing to other manufacturers because then it's not G&G.
Yeah.
So, myself and Dean, we decided, well, you know what, let's come up with a hybrid. We'll introduce some new materials like the Nubucks. There's some very bright colours like this and this, but there's also some very conservative colours, and just make a shoe that people can wear comfortably. Either they're walking to work, and they arrive at work just to spend the whole day in the same pair of shoes rather than having to wear trainers for that journey and then change over for a pair of shoes. So it can be used in that way, but it's also can be used as a weekend leisure shoe. These Vibram soles, they're so light and flexible and bouncy that, in my experience, wearing a proper shoe with this kind of sole is more comfortable than a sneaker. So we've created this range. We've
certainly smarter looking.
Yeah, no, thank you. And it can be as conservative or as outgoing as you want it to be. This, for example.
Wow. So this is, in some ways, is drawing on that, patina service, which pressed leather can have anything made. But has that Vibram
thing. So
sole.
It's a perfectly suitable shoe for somebody to wear with a suit. But with the leisure sole, they have the comfort as well. The world's changing in this way as well. Obviously a big part of the type of footwear that we do has a more formal edge. But this is our way of kind of getting into something that's a little bit more leisurely, a little bit more comfortable to wear in regards to kind of impact on the pavement. And the customers can get creative. We have an online tool.
Is it exclusively made to order?
At the moment, it's exclusively made to order. We probably will
add some stock models.
There's going to be in the future some exclusive Brooklands designs as well that are not available in the rest, but they're probably patterns which are a little bit more suitable for that kind of hybrid, kind of casual kind of wear. Whereas most of these at the moment are based on the made-to-order samples that we do. This is the Rothschilds, that's the Grant, and we have like an online tool where the customer can actually go on. He can choose what colour eyelets he wants. We have different coloured soles here. You can see the brown, the cream, and we also do a black one as well. But they can also choose the colour of welt as well, and different things.
So what all is different? Is it just really a different outsole, or is there also a difference in the way that this is made otherwise? No,
there's absolutely no difference. It's fully Goodyear welted. It's all hand lasted, as all of our made to orders are. And the only difference really is the sole material that we've used.
And so I see the stitching on top of the welt. Is the welt, you're not sewing through the sole, right?
So we're not sewing through the rubber, but there's a middle sole in there, which is leather. And so
you sew to that.
We sew to that,
And then you glue the Vibram sole.
Exactly,
onto that. So it's a full piece of leather that is like a middle sole, I guess.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that gives
like a
it
thin
the
outsole.
shoe a lot of, still gives it that solid structure and things like that. So.
Yeah, great. Well, that's exciting. Have you had a pair of these made for yourself?
Yeah, I've got a couple of pair.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, before.
What were your first choices?
So this one.
That's smart.
And as a bit of a gimmick, I was going to run the London Marathon in a pair, just to.
Did that not happen?
Well, my knees went, unfortunately. I had to cancel it, but, you know, never say never. Could be to happen in the future.
That's right.
But I genuinely think that this sole is comfortable enough to wear for running, because it really has got those kind of properties to it.
Presumably you've trained in it, right?
Yeah.
So you've validated that it can at least be run in. Now, whether or not it's something you're running, you know, 24 point however many miles.
Yeah, not running that far in them, but
26.2.
Yeah.
Not to short you, but wow, excellent. Anything else kind of exciting that you're working on? I know that there's always something. I need to start thinking about kind of my next bespoke project at some point, but you know, I'm so happy with these shoes. I'm like fresh out of ideas. You know, it's like.
Well, you know, I mean, we're all, like you say, we're always working on something, and this literally has just been launched. So we're developing some kind of new made-to-order slippers, including a nice mule slipper, which we make for Claridge's.
Okay.
So we'll be releasing that through.
Like a house slipper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, very comfortable, quilted lined, and but a mule without a back, so you haven't got the, you know, the kind of too much structure into it, if you know what I mean. And then there's probably 2 or 3 new designs that we're going to kind of release probably, and then in the next 12 months. I mean, I'm going to show you one.
Yeah, please.
If you just give me 2 seconds. So, in fact, this is one of the first bespoke samples that we did, and we're going to develop that on our made-to-order program. Originally, this is the shoe that I used to make for Tom Wolfe.
Really? Okay.
Without the perforation, but he used to have it in like a spectator form, so the top would be white and the bottom would be black or burgundy.
But without the punching right here.
Without the punching, yeah. So the punching is like an evolution of that style. But it's a shoe actually we're probably gonna call Morgan.
Okay.
In respect to Joe Morgan,
of course.
You know, we consider to be one of the
the
great tailors at Savile Row. And we've had a good relationship for many years, and so yeah, that's probably the next.
So this is currently a bespoke model, but it'll be something that'll be done and offered ready to wear.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a beautiful shoe. Wow. I mean, the problem is you look at the models and you think, I mean, it's like a candy shop. Where does one? How does one constrain themselves? You know, but
that's how we know we're doing a job properly.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's so many choices. It's like hard. How do you make a choice at all? Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, with what you're wearing right now, I mean, of course, the crocodile is always a good choice. Yeah. But this shoe with that
with this outfit would be very good. Yeah. Exactly.
Who made this jacket? It's a beautiful jacket.
So this is Edward Sexton.
Okay.
Jacket and trousers, and they make a great product.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he's just next door now, isn't he? Like 1 or 2 doors down.
That's it.
Just moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
And you know,
part of the London Collective.
Part of the London Collective. Great friends of ours, and you know, they're producing some special products at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about bespoke is, you know, even on a place like Savile Row, you've got so many different houses, one street, but every single house kind of has its own approach towards their craft. Some, the differences may be slightly more nuanced, and then, you know, with, you know, Chittleborough and Morgan, Joe Morgan, with, of course, Edward Sexton, you know, they are quite bold in their position, but, you know, there's a place for that, and this is fantastic.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you say, Savile Row has a multitude of different styles and looks and things, and but that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can go in there and specify everything exactly as you want, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So. I mean, this could be worn, you know, almost as a tuxedo, as a dinner jacket.
Yeah.
And these would be great black tie shoes.
Yeah, they would. Yeah. You could even put
proper
a nice
mirror
silk lace
shine.
in there.
Yeah.
It'd look nice. But they're perfect. You know, it's.
Well, Tony, I mean, always a pleasure. I'm, of course, enjoying walking around London in these beautiful bespoke Gaziano and Girling shoes.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to be back here in London, of course, in such great company. So,
Well,
Tony,
thank you very much.
yeah.
It's great to
Yeah,
see you
thank
again. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So there we have it, Tony Gaziano, Gaziano and Girling. Always a pleasure being back here in London, of course on Savile Row, and to be able to meet with so many great friends. Again, this is one of the best parts of the bespoke process, really is that journey, developing those relationships and being able to see these people over the years wear their incredible products. Of course, this is a Davidge bespoke suit, charcoal stripe, dark gray flannel, double-breasted suit. I'm wearing it with Bespoke Charvet shirt, Kirby Allison sovereign grade necktie. I've got, of course, my beautiful Gaziano and Girling shoes on, bespoke, Optimum hat from Chicago, and a Kirby Allison umbrella. I feel like I am, of course, perfectly dressed for a day here in London. Of course, if you enjoy this channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you visit kirbyallison.com. Of course, it's the best way to support the content that we film here on this YouTube channel. There you'll find the largest selection of luxury garment care and luxury shoe care accessories in the world, as well as other great clothing accessories for the well-dressed, like this umbrella, pocket square, sovereign grade necktie, braces, socks, and so much more. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching today.